What a year it's been for the southern koalas and their keepers.
First of all, we had the devastating bushfires that took the lives of so many of their wild relatives. And of course, then we had the excitement of the arrival of big boy Burke here at the park.
Yes, now handsome Burke has been charming all the ladies, and what everybody is hoping here, Maisie, Karong and Violet, who are in the house, might, just might, be pregnant. And not only would that be incredibly exciting for everybody here at the park, it would be a first in the whole of Europe.
So we have everything crossed for the imminent arrival of some tiny joeys.
It's the final episode of the series, and we've saved the best for last.
Amy, I'm lost for words.
As we throw a first birthday party for the tiger cubs.
That is quite a cake. The congealed blood could almost be hundreds and thousands.
Set an eensy-weensy challenge for Jean.
This is nothing like a house spider.
That's right, this is nothing like a house spider.
And try to find out whether there are joeys on the way.
We've got a bit of news here.
This one is considerably warmer.
Wow. I'm on my way to the giraffe house because this morning, apparently, Tina has got a little bit of a treat in store for me. Morning, Tina.
Hi, Kate, you're right.
You're looking a little bit mischievous.
I would like you to help me take our herd of giraffe down to the reserve today, if that's all right.
Are you serious?
Yes.
I've never been allowed to do this.
You've got to learn about the animals, you've got to create a relationship, and I think you've been here long enough for that, so...
21 years, I suppose. Just got there.
So, yeah, and the girls will come out of our crush door here, come across the yard, and we just need to go check out our race over here and make sure you're happy.
The daily 200-metre walk from the giraffe house through the walkway known as the race and out onto the reserve is one of the riskiest jobs at the park. One that Tina's been doing for 10 years.
These are our race gates. This is what will be closing behind them.
Okay.
So you'll see that it is just a big corridor. So we just open these up so they've got plenty of space. The most important thing at this point is we make sure we push the herd past this first safety triangle.
Right.
So we have safety triangles based all the way down the race. So if they turn, if something goes wrong and they run back at us, we have a space to escape
So
them.
you literally dive in here?
Yes.
If they get spooked by something and run back towards us, the big risk for us is being trampled.
Yeah, we've got a bit of wind. We could have something randomly blown across. Sometimes we have hot air balloons that come. We can't control things like that.
So if they do charge back, I mean, they can move quite fast, can't they?
Yes.
Like how fast?
30+ miles per hour. It is uphill, though, so that might slow them down a little bit.
Have you ever had to jump into one of these triangles?
Yes, quite a few times, to be honest. We have used it in the past, but I don't suspect we'll need it today.
I wish I could believe her.
The 15 majestic, endangered Rothschild giraffe have a kick strong enough to kill a lion.
I'm 60% really excited, 40% absolutely terrified.
We're going to have to say goodbye to everyone. We're on our own. We're all set up. They can't be in there. It wouldn't be good for the girls. So, yeah, it kind of gets going now.
Okay.
Which means once we're in the race, filming is down to me.
Right, that's set. Good luck, you're on your own.
Thanks very much. See you the other side.
Hey, girls.
Wow. The giraffe are quietly leaving the house. They look so calm here. Oh, my goodness, it's amazing to be standing this close to them.
So Thorn's just coming out.
Okay, hello, Thorny.
Hi, big man.
He is so
You all right?
enormous.
Good morning.
As the towering figure of 5-metre tall Thorn emerges from the giraffe house, The reality of what I'm about to do hits home.
So we're going to be
Hey, big man.
between Thorn and the girls.
Yes.
Is that sensible? Oh, this is amazing.
Good boy.
Can't believe, Tina, that I'm doing this. I'm walking with Giraffe.
Good girl.
I do
good.
feel slightly sandwiched here
Yep.
because I've got Gertie and all the herd immediately in front of me, and then immediately behind me is Thorn, being followed by Emily.
Good lad. Good boy.
Look at that! Oh, that's fantastic.
Exhilarating this may well be, but I must keep my wits about me.
We have all these safety precautions. Number one, make sure you know where your exits are. We've got our exits planned
Yeah.
out. And with the giraffe, they're like a cow. They kick backwards.
Right.
But they can only do a certain distance. So we always make sure you can see Emily there. She's keeping a nice distance.
Now Thorn is past the first safety point, the gates are closed behind us. If the herd turn and charge now, diving into the safety triangles is our only option.
In the 21 years that I've been coming here, I've never had this view, this perspective of them.
Then, out of the blue, something breaks the serenity of the herd.
See Gertie's ears, Piper's ears, they stopped
Yeah.
and they looked up. Something's caught their eyes. You can see they're now running, something, so you just gotta be cautious.
Okay.
You see we've got a couple of turned at the road, so
Yeah.
you just have to remember where our triangles. Girls, move up!
If they're all spooked, they could turn and charge at any moment.
What's upset them is the GoPro. That's just, we put up on the thing. You can see them all investigating it. Ella, move up! Girls, move up! It's about using your body language, using your voice to snap her out of that flight mode, and to continue moving down with the herd.
It's one of those situations where you feel really, really alive, but you kind of feel like every little instinct is on red alert. When you're in this situation, you feel very powerless. It's the animals that are absolutely in charge. And I am now standing behind a closed gate, looking at Thorn's very beautiful bottom and the wonderful view of the reserve from an angle that I have never seen it before. That was the most wonderful experience. Thank you.
I'm glad you got to
Thank you, Emily. Give us a wave. That was fabulous. Wow.
Everyone safe? Everyone all right?
That was amazing, I have to say. Absolutely amazing.
Throughout the series, we've been following the breeding programme of the southern koalas here at Longleat, the first of its kind in the whole of Europe. Everyone, especially head of animal adventure Graham, is aflutter at the prospect of joeys.
We've had a couple of weeks of flurry of excitement, hormones everywhere, girls bellowing, girls fighting, boys fighting, and we are literally now waiting for some sort of telltale sign that we have a joey somewhere, and that would be incredible.
With the three girls, Violet, Kurong and Maisie, all having mated with Burke, any one of them could be pregnant. But right now, it's a guessing game for lead keeper John.
Bit of a calm after the storm. Obviously, we had 3 what we think are successful matings. Kurong went first, so we're keeping a bit of an eye on at the moment. She could have had a joey. It could be in the pouch, but we don't know.
Spotting the early stages of a koala pregnancy is next to impossible. Joeys are about the size of a jelly bean when they're born, crawling straight into mum's pouch and taking their first peek at the outside world when they're around 5 months old. So without a telltale baby bump, John's relying on more subtle clues.
What we're really looking for is a little bit of a change in character, a bit of change in behaviour. At the moment, Kurong sometimes looks a little bit uncomfortable. She's sort of stretching a bit more, and we've noticed her almost behaving a little bit more like Maisie. So Maisie's quite an active koala, so that could be a sign that there is something going on.
The keepers are so finely tuned to the ways of their koalas that they've picked up on signals from all the girls.
Going for a jump, Violet.
Could they be signs of, whisper it, 3 Joeys?
Violet has always been our bossiest koala, our most dominant koala. Maisie, who characteristic is our lovely, cuddly, beautiful, cute koala, she's turned into an absolute beast. And we've had a little bit of a flip in roles, so I've seen her sit on Violet's head and push her out the way, so how much of that is hormones, we don't know.
With nothing rock solid to go on, John's finding hopeful clues in the most unlikely places.
I mean, I've just noticed there's a little bit of sloppy koala poo down there. Normal consistency of a koala poo is almost like a small, like a rugby ball shaped dropping, quite hard and dry. Certainly not like that. So if, Kurong's pregnant, that could be an indication of why that looks like that. I think that tells you where I'm at, is that I'm looking at a sloppy poo to tell you if my koala is pregnant. So I think things are maybe starting to go to my head.
To prove to himself that he's not going gaga, John's taking a sample for the lab. Testing it can't confirm pregnancy, but it can eliminate other causes for the unusual droppings.
The feces can tell you a multitude of different things. It could be something as innocent as a parasite, or there could be something else going on altogether.
Here's hoping that that something else is small and cute and Joey-shaped.
It's a big day up in the carnivore section because it is a milestone birthday for the park's 2 young tigers, Yuki and Rusty, who turn 1 today. Amy, where has the time gone? Look at this. Happy first birthday. Do you think they realise?
Well, they've been quite interested in the banner we've stuck up, but I don't think they know it's their birthday today.
Now, who have we got here who's
That's
looking
Rusty.
for? That's Rusty there. How can you actually tell the difference?
He is actually a lot bigger than Yuki.
Big adult teeth now?
Yeah, so they've actually still got their baby teeth. They're just coming out, and the others pushing through. But they're absolutely huge, aren't they?
Born to mum Yana and dad Red, the cubs still have a long way to go till they're fully grown at around 3 years old.
I mean, look at the size of those.
I know.
That is incredible. That's pretty much the size of my hand.
Yeah, he's so much bigger than Yuki already. His head's so much bigger. Yeah, we think he's going to be a big boy. And they're just growing up so fast. I want them to slow down.
If he takes after his dad, Rusty will clock in at a whopping 3 meters long and weigh almost 300 kilograms. The biggest of all the big cats deserve a special birthday bash.
What celebrations have you got in store?
Also, we wanted something that they'll both enjoy. So what we've made is a 3-tiered ice cake with some of their favourite treats.
Of course you have. Has it got candles?
It's got a meat sausage as its candle.
Of course it's got a meat sausage as its candle. I cannot wait to see this cake. Can we, should we go?
Yeah, let's go.
I knew you were coming out of bake a cake, bake a cake.
Now, I have never seen a cake like this. It really is frozen.
So we've got some carcasses on the bottom layer, so that's one of their favourite treats.
Yeah.
And then we've got one of their favourite toys is a ball, so that's in the middle.
Yeah. I see some fish.
Some fish as well. Yeah, they absolutely love fish. And then a nice meat sausage on the top.
Can I congratulate you? Have you made this yourself?
I made it myself.
How long has it taken you?
It's taken me a week because I've had to do it separate and then put it all together so it's all frozen as one piece.
Well, that is a triumph.
I don't know if you want a piece of it.
I'm more of a chocolate cake kind of man. Almost anything but this. I'm not really into meat cakes.
I do have a little bit of sauce to go over the top.
Sauce? Strawberry, raspberry, chocolate.
Bit of blood.
Of course.
Just to try and get their interest. Beautiful.
Amy, I'm lost for words.
So am I.
That is quite a cake. The congealed blood could almost be hundreds and thousands. As much as I am sure they would go for the cake first, I assume we probably need to vacate before we let them out.
Oh, definitely. I don't want to be anywhere near it.
We'll be back in tiger territory later in the show as Yuki and Rusty take centre stage at their birthday party. There's no shortage of creativity from the keepers when it comes to entertaining the animals. Jean's out on the reserve to put the finishing touches to an upcycling project.
Right, Rosie, what's this about? What are we up to?
We are going to be doing some camel enrichment today.
And what's this made of?
So this is actually made of old fire hose that we've been given, and then we just made sure it's nice and safe, made sure it's all sort of connected together correctly, and then off it goes.
And this is good because this is camel-proof, isn't it?
Exactly.
Yeah.
They can't break this, fingers crossed. It's also to give them a little bit of a chance to eat something in a little bit of a different way. So a lot of their browse, they graze and also they eat their browse on the floor, or they might eat their pellet on the floor. And what we're trying to do is get them to do something a little bit different and actually start to use some of those muscles in the neck, up into the shoulders and things like that to actually do browsing how they would naturally be browsing.
Good thinking. Right, what have we got here? Where should I put it?
So this is willow. You've got a little bit of sycamore in there as well. So basically you're going to fill up this nice big yellow one in front of you. Just shove it in wherever you can fit it. And I'll get onto the fire hose in the red, all right?
Okay. Right, so just stick this in here. And this is one of their favourites, isn't it?
Yeah, they do love that. They love willow as well. Trying to hide it as much as I can, so they actually have to really work their mouths for it. They really have quite dexterous lips and mouths, so they can actually work quite hard for their food. And we don't want to make it too easy, otherwise they tend to get bored.
Right, last bit, Rosie.
Perfect.
Remind me where the Bactrian camels are from.
So Bactrian camels are from Mongolia, and they live sort of out in the desert area out there. So the reason that they have such fluffy coats is and then they shed them is because they live in the hot and the cold. So they have to be prepared for both.
So what kind of food would they be eating then in Mongolia?
Yeah, sort of desert plants, anything they can get their hands on. They are not picky at all. They'll literally eat whatever they can find, which is probably quite good.
So should we call them over and then get to a safe spot?
Sounds good, let's do it. Come on, camels, come on!
Can they hear us from away up here?
Oh yeah, they can hear you, don't you worry.
Come on, camels!
Come on, camels!
Who's this that's wandered up first?
So we've got Myrtle, Jasmine and Camilla first, and then the rest of them are kind of slowly wandering up the road.
And it's going well because they are having to use that neck like you wanted?
Yeah, so there's loads of different levels and it's not as easy as just coming up and pulling it out because we've really stuffed it in there. So they are having to really sort of get their lips into all the little gaps and pull them out and really work for it as well.
They have got such big lips, but what's going on inside the mouth? Because they don't have any teeth on top, do they?
No, they have a special plate on the top which has got lots of ridges on it to help them break up all the plant root they eat, and then they've just got teeth on the bottom.
I mean, they go through this stuff so quickly. How much a day do you feed them?
Truckfuls, as much as we can get them, we give them to them every day. We try to give them sort of at least sort of a truck bed full a day, and then sometimes they get a little bit extra like this.
Well, they're making light work of that, Rosie. Yeah. Clearly as greedy as ever.
For definite, yeah.
Good to see them.
Staff at the park are on high alert for the teeniest hint that koala babies are on the way.
And we're all holding our breath too. The results of lab tests on Kurong's sloppy poo haven't picked up any illness, so there's a glimmer of hope for at least one pregnancy.
So I am in the koala house with Graham and vet James, and I am hoping, Graham, that you might have some happy news for me.
Yeah, we're all fingers crossed. We're all hoping for the best, and we're kind of at the due date now where they should be popping out a joey.
But hang on a minute, that would mean gestation is
a matter of days. That can't be right, can it?
It's anything from sort of 32 to 35 days on average.
I'm guessing the Joey, it's not going to look like a perfect miniature koala, is it?
No, it's going to look like a really ugly jelly bean. And then it will crawl inside the pouch.
So, James, as a vet, could you not use urine to find out whether the girls are pregnant? Because it's quite a routine thing, isn't it, that urine is a good indicator of pregnancy?
Yeah, generally because of the hormones that are excreted in the urine, but it's different with the koalas. They have such a short gestation. Like Graham said, it's about 35 days.
Right.
So the first time we'll probably know is when we see a little Joey pop its head out.
And if one of them is pregnant, it will be at least 5 months before that happens. I sort of always imagine the pouch to be like the pouch on a kangaroo and very kind of visible and sort of at the front, but actually looking at them, you can't see it at all.
No, you can't. It's quite well hidden and it's quite small.
Right.
And it's contained by a muscle which the mum keeps contracted until the Joey goes in. And then she keeps it closed as well once the Joey's in there to stop it falling out as it grows. And inside the pouch are 2 nipples, one of which the Joey will attach to. Once the Joey's attached, that particular nipple swells into the Joey's mouth so it doesn't come off, so it can continually get the milk it needs for the first 6 months of life.
So as it's growing, will you start to see a kind of a pregnancy tummy, like a human?
Yeah, they definitely will start to see changes there, and the keepers will probably be able to see some little movements as the Joey gets bigger. Some of the keepers will say they can smell it when there's a Joey in the pouch.
This is their first time, isn't it? All these girls have never been pregnant before.
Yeah, they've just sort of hit that age bracket now where we're comfortable to put a male in with them.
Crikey, Graham. So you're basically stuck with 3 first-time mums.
3 first-time mums,
Hopefully.
all at 4 years old. So, yeah, it's... and I'm sure they'll all have their babies at exactly the same time as well.
But if there was good news from these girls, how do you think it would make everyone feel?
Oh, I think we'd be over the moon. You know, the keepers that work in this area, they've gone through, you know, death of a koala not very well. They've gone through a new male coming in, and will they mix? Will they not mix? How will it go? It's been a real soap opera of emotions in this area. So, you know, actually having even just one healthy Joey come out of it at the end, I think would just be a nice milestone in what has been a very fascinating project to work on.
Well, it is incredibly exciting. They are keeping us well and truly on a knife edge, but we'll keep our fingers crossed.
Yuki and Rusty turn 1 today. And keeper Amy has gone all out for the first tiger cubs to be born at the park in 20 years. Creating a birthday cake full of their favourite things.
They're pacing.
Yeah, they're ready. They've watched us put something out, so they're definitely ready to go out.
OK.
Yana and Cubs are on the way into the reserve.
Look at them go.
They're off.
OK, who's going to be on the cake first?
So Yana's out first. So that's actually Mum, that's Yana's there first. And then Rusty's in second.
Yana, it's not your cake.
You did the hard work. You brought them up. I think you can have a slice. They're all on it.
A
That's
slice
great.
or a layer? I don't know if they have a knife. Lots of sniffing, a little bit of licking. Not quite sure what to do.
Hopefully, as it melts, they'll just get their gifts. I think it's a present that might last all day.
The cake that keeps on giving.
Yes, definitely.
As well as being a humdinger of a birthday treat, the cake is also great enrichment for them.
Putting something out there that literally just lasts 2 seconds, that doesn't get them working and get them thinking. It will keep them there. It will last them a long time.
They're pouring at it, licking it. I think the sausage candle's going down quite well.
Yeah, looks like it. It's like Yuki's trying to bite it. She's trying to get into it, look.
And looks like going for the bottom layer, which has some little animals in.
Yes, so there's some carcasses at the bottom, right at the bottom there.
Yep.
I think they'll go for the food first before the ball, but then they'll have a gift that can just stay in there then.
Yeah.
And then they can keep playing with it day after day.
Presumably the roughness of their tongues will eat away at the ice.
Yeah, so because they've got such rough tongues, I think it will. It'll just get that ice coming off and they'll be able to get down to their treats pretty soon.
I think they're both picking at that candle now.
Yeah. That is literally just a frozen meat sausage. There's no ice there, it's just meat.
We didn't sing. Ready?
It didn't say. I don't sing.
Do you not sing?
I really don't sing, so this is on you.
Happy birthday to you.
Okay, you can stop now, Ben.
To...
This milestone of a birthday isn't just brilliant news for the keepers and the park. It's a glimmer of hope for the future of wild Amur tigers.
And what's the next 12 months got in store for these cubs?
Well, these guys are going to stay with Mum probably until they're 2 years old. But the future for them is hoping to move on. They are part of a breeding programme, so we want them to go off and have their own families. Once they've moved on, we can put Yana and Red back together and hope for some more babies. But we'll enjoy them while they're here for sure.
I wonder whether tigers get ice cream headaches.
It's so heavy though, you can see him trying to move it, and if it wasn't that heavy, it'd easily be able to sort of bat it about, but...
Oh, well done you for creating such a robust cake. This is the first tiger-proof cake ever.
I'm pleased it worked.
With everybody on the edge of their seats as they wait for signs of a pregnancy over in Koala Creek, the team need to make sure they're prepared for all eventualities. New koala mums can sometimes abandon their young. Keeper James gained first-hand experience of feeding joeys orphaned as a result of the Australian bushfires earlier this year. So he's preparing a baby care pack of marsupial formula and teats.
So this pack, hopefully we won't have to use it, but you never know. Obviously here at the park we have 3 lovely ladies. They are all first-time mums. So we just don't know what is coming. Even if they are the most perfect mother in the world, they may still need some help. So hopefully we can help where we need.
James may be kitted out for feeding, but practical know-how is thin on the ground. No one in the park has ever hand-reared a koala joey before. But luckily, there is one keeper with hands-on experience of marsupial mothering. 3 years ago, family farmyard keeper Gemma took defenceless baby wallaby Newt under her wing.
Last little bit, dude.
6 months old when he was rejected by his mum, Gemma cared for him round the clock.
It is knackering. I'm very, very tired and I'm not functioning properly.
The full-time TLC has paid off because Newt is now fighting fit. So James is popping over to pick up some advice from Gemma.
I remember when you were hand-rearing him, effectively. How even old is he now?
So actually, he's nearly 3.
Wow.
It's crazy where the time has gone.
Gee. And he seems quite attached. Is that something to be wary of, or...?
Most definitely at the beginning. You know, I was all he knew. But actually, you know, as they get older and as you gradually put them with their own kind, that will start to fade away, which is what you want. And he's now got 2 joeys of his own in pouches in the field, so it's perfect.
So when it comes to hand-rearing, is there any one big top tip that you'd recommend towards us?
My main top tip would be, is when they're at home, have lots of puppy pads. Right. Because they toilet an awful lot.
Lovely.
I mean, Newt, he'd poop on the puppy pads, but then he'd get on the sofa and pee.
Ah, okay.
So you need to prepare your whole life for what's to come.
As the team gear up for what could be the most exciting moment in Koala Creek's history, you can be sure they're prepared for every eventuality.
Hand-rearing as a whole is 100% something we do not want to be doing, but having the game plan in place in terms of the pack ready for them, but also the expertise from Gem and the rest of the team fills us with a bit of hope that whatever comes our way, we'll be ready.
James, this is my 5th summer on Animal Park, and I remember one of the first films I did was with a tarantula, and it didn't go well. I remember when I made the film I couldn't talk. I could hardly breathe, I was sweating, so I know you're a good person to sort of let me understand more about this species.
So, first things first.
Yeah.
How to pick her up. So this is Gwen.
Me pick her up?
Yeah, I'll show you how it's done.
Right.
And then we'll go from
Right,
there.
we're 4 years on, I can do this.
100%. I completely get it, but this is nothing like a house spider. These are
No.
completely thinging.
That's right, this is nothing like a house spider.
She's not going to jump. She's not going to run. All you really have to do is just sort of go in from the side and scoop her up. I'll show you quick. It is basically just nice and gently. She'll raise up, and then there we go.
Okay.
She's on there. Fantastic. So I'm going to pop her back down, and you just pop it back down exactly the same way, just in reverse.
I mean, it's a tarantula, James.
Just nice, fluid movement. You're nice and confident.
Okay.
You don't want to be scaring her.
The body's so big. Okay, I really want to do this time, so I'm going to put my hands out. On you come, sweetheart.
Nice.
James, I can feel myself starting to sweat.
You're doing everything perfectly.
On you go.
So just, that's it. And just nice and slow, because she's not on you just yet.
Okay.
And pop those hands a little bit further in.
From her like that? Okay.
Yeah, that's
I'm
perfect.
shaking.
You've got it. You're holding a spider.
And I mean, she is absolutely beautiful from here, James.
She is a female, and these guys can live sort of 20, 25, maybe even 30 years. Just going on the body parts here, this first sort of section is called a cephalothorax. It's her head and it's her chest all in one. You've got her nervous system there as well. And then you sort of move down and then you go into the abdomen. And that is the powerhouse of the spider. So that's where her heart is, her lungs are, her ovaries, her web glands.
And where's the dangerous part?
So the dangerous part is on the other end. It is at the front. Those are her jaws. And underneath that, you have her fangs. And that's what people are most scared of.
Yeah, I concur. That is what I'm most scared of at the moment.
New World spiders from the Americas, they're actually pretty chilled, and that's because they, out of all other tarantulas, have come up with a different way of warding off predators, and that is all these hairs across the top. They actually have the ability to kick those hairs off. They go off into the air. The attacking predator will breathe those in, and when they go into their sort of respiratory system, it's going to cause havoc. Little tiny barbs on the end of those hairs will lodge them into the sort of soft tissues of the predator, and that's going to be really, really irritating. Get them on your skin, it's going to cause a rash.
So what would stop her from right now choosing to bite me or let go of those little hairs?
There's nothing to stop her. What we're doing, we're being nice and calm. You're not bothering her at all right now.
So she doesn't feel threatened right now?
No, you can see that she's nice and relaxed. If she were to be threatened, she would raise up on these back sort of four legs, show those fangs off to make herself as intimidating as possible. So how are you feeling?
I'm not going to lie, I think I'm sweating under here, and I'm a bit stiff, but tarantula's just such a big, scary word.
No one's ever been killed by a tarantula, ever. So that just
to
goes
know,
to
James.
show how safe they really are. Don't get me wrong, there are tarantulas out there that do have potent bites. This isn't one of them.
Well, thank you for dispelling some myths, and 4 years on, I think I actually quite like her.
It's always difficult when you have to step into someone else's shoes. And it's especially hard when they're very big boots to fill. And there's one animal who knows that only too well.
Norman the eland arrived at the park 2 years ago from a collection in the Czech Republic. It was hoped he could take over from breeding bull Nakuru, who had passed away but left a legacy of a whopping 32 calves. So, has Norman lived up to expectations?
Morning, Tom.
Morning, Ben.
Time to feed the eland?
We are indeed, giving them their breakfast this morning.
OK, well, tell me what you'd like me to grab.
You're right to grab in the bags in
yes,
the back
of course,
seat
yeah.
there for us.
Sure.
I'm just going to grab some browse.
OK. Where are we taking it?
We'll take it at the top of the hill here.
OK. You've got just a small breakfast that you're carrying there.
It is, yeah. You've got to have plenty for 21 Eland, so yeah.
How far up do we... Oh, look, here they are.
We happy here? If you're going to spread it nicely across the floor, you can spread it across some of the branches and things here as well.
So where is Norman?
So Norman, at the moment, he's right in the middle, right at the very back.
Oh, yes, I can see him. How has he taken to his new role? Because he obviously took over from Nakuru.
He did, yeah.
Big boots to fill.
It was, yeah. So Nakuru was a very, very big bull. There was a few doubts about Norman when he first came.
When Norman first arrived, his size took the team by surprise.
So small, isn't he? Oh, what a sweetheart.
Still, the keepers introduced him to the girls, despite being a bit nervous about whether he was ready to be the new breeding bull.
I imagine there'll be some rough and tumble. Brandy spotted him or smelt him, and she's going to go find out what's going on.
But Norman played it just right, to keeper Leah's delight.
I didn't expect it to be this calm at all. It's great. Really promising sign that maybe, soon we're going to get Eland babies.
And look at him now. I mean, he's magnificent. He's grown a lot.
He very much has, yeah. He's got very nice shoulder definition now, and he's very, very filled out now. But yeah, he's definitely smashed it.
Has he?
He has indeed. So yeah, when Norman came, there was 9 adults.
Yep.
So now he's had 12.
12 calves.
Yeah. So yeah, he had 7 last year.
Yep.
And then this year he's had 5.
I mean, this must be one of the biggest herds now in the UK.
Definitely one of the biggest, yeah. It's very impressive to see.
Do you ever think that Norman would reach these heady heights of having such a large herd?
Not this early on.
In fact, Norman's done such a good job, the herd is now the ideal capacity for the habitat here at the park. So he's been given a vasectomy. But that can be reversed if his breeding prowess is needed in the future to boost other captive herds of eland.
In all my years coming to the park, I think this is the healthiest eland herd that I've seen. I think we can rename Norman Big Norman.
Sadly, we've come to the end of another fantastic series.
But even after almost 20 years...
Welcome to Animal Park!
Remember?
Animal Park! You're so mean.
We haven't changed that much, have we?
I don't think so.
Or do you think we're deluded?
You're on really good form today, actually. You're, so much more chatty than you are normally.
Animal Park never fails to surprise.
Look at that. Wow.
With lovable characters.
Look at him. He's stolen my heart.
You've got no manners.
Causing chaos.
Rio.
He's slightly over-amorous, shall we say?
He's itching on my bum.
And raising pulses.
Can't hear a heartbeat. I'm terrified, absolutely terrified.
As new generations are born...
Congratulations, Preston and Polly.
Absolutely. And you've got a very lovely boyfriend.
Should we just tiptoe off? I think so.
Filling our hearts with joy.
Look at her, she's really got it! Is there really any morning that you think, I don't want to go to work, I don't want to deal with these guys?
No, never.
Bit like that.
Every step
Kate, we are here. Wake up.
of the way.
Sometimes I think I have the best job in the world. Today, I know I do.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Not just yet. We've had endless surprises and moments of hope this series, and maybe, just maybe, there'll be one more.
We're on tenterhooks as we wait to find out whether any of the 3 female koalas, Maisie, Kurong or Violet, are mothers-to-be. But as there's currently no definitive koala pregnancy test, we're doing the next best thing.
Lead keeper John has enlisted the help of animal osteopath Tony Nevin and his thermal imaging camera.
A raised temperature could be a sign there's a joey in the pouch.
This will read the radiated heat.
Yes. See what you can get.
Tony starts by getting a base temperature from Dennis, who's definitely not got a baby on board.
The warmest parts of the koala's bodies glow white.
So we're at about, give or take, 28 degrees centigrade for his abdomen. So it's a good mark.
This could be the occasion that we discover if any of these girls are carrying the park's first ever koala joey.
Would we miss out? Of course not.
Tony, can you just explain what you're hoping the camera might be able to reveal?
Fingers crossed, it's going to read the radiated heat that comes off her.
Yeah.
So if she has had a little Joey and is lactating, what I'm hoping to see is a little bit more heat in the sort of lower abdominal area.
Where the pouch is?
Where the pouch would be. As far as I know, this hasn't been done before.
So, John, this must be pretty exciting for you. If we can identify more heat around the pouch area, you'll know if there's a Joey or not.
Hopefully, that's the idea. Obviously, it's a very secretive, mysterious world, the world of baby koalas. You can't tell, so it's all sort of guessing games at the moment, but this potentially will give us a little glimpse and, as you said, very, very exciting.
Now, what's going on in here, Kate? I just saw a koala run past me.
Well, it's rather fantastic, actually, because Maisie here was just playing with some of this lovely fresh eucalyptus. And, Tony, I think you managed to get a really good view of her.
Perfect belly shot,
yes.
so to speak.
So just remind me, when you took Dennis's temperature, effectively, with this, what was it?
His was about 28 degrees.
OK, OK.
Hers is about the same.
Ah.
So if we can get a couple of the others, that would be
OK,
perfect.
OK. Now, Violet, at the end, is looking...
very sleepy. I'm rather envious.
Violet, what do you think? Do you think you feel like showing Tony your tummy? I'm going to come round here.
If you give her a little scratch on the bottom, she might lift herself up just to see what's going on in the world.
Hello. Hello, little one.
Doesn't look like she's reacting very much, Kate.
I'm having a lovely time.
You're having a lovely time.
She's shut her eyes now.
Can you get any shots at all, Tony?
No, she's so tight.
She's so curled up, isn't she?
She's giving off heat off the top of her head, and that's all I'm picking up.
Hopefully, because she's so sleepy, it might be a good sign that, you know, she's taking a little rest.
The girls have got about a 2-week gap between each other, so Curong's actually the first, so if she does have a Joey, it will be at least 4 weeks old.
Right.
We've got a bit of news here. What you saying, Tony?
This one is slightly warmer, or considerably warmer.
I mean, how much warmer?
Talking about 2 degrees centigrade warmer.
Wow, and this was the one that you think if she is pregnant, she would be the most pregnant of all of them?
So she would have 2 weeks on Maisie.
Either she's giving off more heat, or, she's got a little one. So let's hope she's got a little one.
Oh.
Well, what an end to series. John, Tony, thank you so much. 2 degrees may well mean Joeys.
It may well mean Joeys, and I know you're going to be sad because this is the last programme in the series, but we've got some wonderful news because we will be back at Christmas, and that means...
Joeys for Christmas! Hopefully.
Fingers crossed, paws crossed, everything crossed. Right, come on, girls. Keep cooking those little Joeys, and we will see you at the end of the year. But until then...
Goodbye!
Bye.